We talked in Java variables lecture that the computer has memory component that has addresses to store data, and we can refer to these addresses by using variables. Now, we can define a variable to be of type array. So, what is an array? An array is a container that holds a fixed number of some type, and it has a fixed length. Okay, let's jump to the code and I will show you. Let's open IntelliJ, create a new project. Let's write arrays in Java. Okay. Let's create the normal structure of our program. New class, main. Let's define public static void main string args. Okay. Now let's declare an array. Let's say of managers. Okay, let's have 2 managers in the array. So declare an array of managers. Okay, this will be of type string. Okay, so we need to write the data type here. What type? It is a string. Then we use the square brackets. Okay, we use the square brackets. This means that it is an array of type string. Okay, we give it a name. Let's say managers and semicolon. Now we declare an array. Now let's reserve 3 locations. Okay, or 2 locations. Let's use 2 locations. Okay, 2 locations for our manager. Reserve 2 locations for our managers. Okay, so we have the managers. We need to use the new keyword. Okay, new, and then string, because we need to create an array that has 2 locations. Okay, so we give it the number 2. Now we reserved here 2 locations for our managers. Okay, 2 locations of type string, and we assign it to our variable managers. Okay, now let's initialize our locations, our managers. So managers, the first location, we start by using the index 0 equal, let's say, James. Okay, so this is the first location that has the string James. Okay, so we have James in the first in the index 0, and we have Emily in the index 1. Now let's print them. S out. You can use this shortcut in the IDE. S out and enter, so it will autocomplete. Now let's print James. So we need managers, the first index, which is index 0. Okay, and then 1. Now let's run our program and see. Okay, so we have James and Emily. Okay, great. Now let's use the shortcut syntax in order to create and initialize an array. Okay, so let's say that we have an array of type integer, and that contain even numbers. Okay, even number. So in order to create and initialize the array by using this shortcut syntax, we use curly bracket. Okay, and we put the elements there, 2, 4, and 6. Now let's print them as out. So we have the first element, second, and the third element. Let's run. Two, 4, and 6. So this is the here 2, 4. This will print 6. Okay, because here we have the index 0, index 1, and index 2. Good. Until now we used one-dimensional array. Okay, but we can create a two-dimension array. Let's say that we have an array of type string, but it is two-dimension. Because of two-dimension, we need to use the square brackets 2 times. Okay, this is for the 1 dimension, and now for the 2 dimension. We can't make 3 dimension, 4 dimension. Okay, now we are creating 2-dimension array. Let's say that in the first dimension, this is the first dimension. Okay, and the second dimension, the elements inside the first one. So this is the first dimension. Okay, this is the first and this is the first. So these are rows. Okay, these are rows. So we will put James and we will put Emily here. Now, because it's 2 dimensions, so this is the 0 row, and these are the columns. Okay, manager and director. So we need to have a name. This is roles. Okay, an array of roles. It is a 2-dimensional array. The first row will contain the names of the persons, and the second row will contain their roles. Okay, so let's print them. Let's say that roles, the row 0 and the column 0, that is James, okay, is or has role, we are concatenating here the string. Okay, we concatenate role 0 0 concatenated with has role string, and then concatenated with the roles 1 and 0. 1 and 0, what it will be? It will be a manager. So James has role manager. Now for Emily, Emily has role director. Okay, it will be. So let's run the program. James has role manager, Emily has role director. Okay. Thank you for watching.